The first thing I noticed wasn't the body. It was the silence, thick, pressed against the walls, like the room itself was holding its breath. The victim lay on the kitchen floor, head tilted toward the refrigerator, one hand still gripping a phone that would never finish dialing. The smell of iron and lemon cleaner mixed in the air, blood and cover-up, an old American duet. The lights flickered above me, stuttering over the crime scene tape that hadn't been cut yet. That's how I knew I wasn't supposed to be here. The door hadn't been forced, no fingerprints on the knob. The report would call it a domestic disturbance gone wrong. But I'd seen enough wrong to know this wasn't domestic. It was surgical, planned. Someone wanted it to look easy, like life could slip away between commercials. On the counter, a glass of whiskey still sweating. In the corner, a child's drawing pinned to the fridge, a house, a son, and a man with no face. I took a step back and felt my own reflection in the window watching me. That's when I realized this wasn't just another crime. It was a message, and it had my name written all over it. I logged the scene under a different case number, something forgettable. That's how you survive in this job, not by finding truth, but by disguising it. The victim's name was Samuel Dean, mid-level accountant for a state senator's campaign. No enemies on record, no debts, no affairs, which means, in my experience, he was either a liar or a liability. His laptop was missing, but his charger wasn't. A rookie mistake for a professional hit, or a warning for me to notice. The timestamp on the security feed froze at 10:47 p.m., 6 minutes before dispatch received the anonymous call. 6 minutes someone used to erase their presence. I played the footage frame by frame. There it was, a reflection in the hallway mirror, too brief for most eyes, a man wearing my department-issued coat. That's when logic collided with instinct. The calm voice in my head said, coincidence. The other voice, the one that never sleeps, whispered, they're using you. Every note I wrote felt heavier. Every question turned inward. The senator's office released a statement within hours, mourning a valued member of the campaign family. Too fast, too polished. Someone already had their narrative ready, and I was about to walk right into it. By the third day, people stopped looking me in the eye. My captain told me to drop the case. Higher jurisdiction, he said. Translation, someone upstairs is nervous. At night, my phone buzzed with unknown numbers, static on the other end. Once, a voice I almost recognized, "Stop digging, detective, it's already buried." That's when I stopped sleeping. The evidence room keycard log showed my ID used at 2:13 a.m. while I was at home. Someone was rewriting my alibi. Piece by piece, I was being folded into the story they'd written. The faces around me blurred. Every handshake felt like a setup, every conversation rehearsed. I started recording everything, calls, briefings, even my own thoughts. Not for justice, for proof that I still existed. Then I found it, in a folder mislabeled Campaign Finance, a list of offshore transfers, payments to fake vendors. The signature at the bottom wasn't Samuel's, it was mine. Someone had cloned my name, my badge, my credentials, and now a man was dead for it. That's when it stopped being a case. It became a confession waiting to happen. The truth came through a voice recording, one of Samuel's last calls, recovered from a private line the tech team overlooked. He wasn't talking to the senator. He was talking to me. My name, my number, my voice, distorted but clear enough. He said, "If you want the file, you'll have to kill me for it." For a moment, I couldn't breathe. Then I understood. Someone had used my recorded voice, spliced from old interviews, to lure him into a meeting. The timestamp matched the murder window. The killer never wore my coat. They wore my identity. The senator's fixer, a man named Harlan Briggs, had clearance to every department database. He'd erased himself 100 times before. I found his fingerprint, literally, pressed beneath the whiskey glass at the crime scene, almost daring me to find it. When I confronted the captain with the evidence, he didn't flinch, just said, "You have no idea who you're dealing with." But I did. It was everyone. The whole structure depended on people like me, too moral to quit, too complicit to run. So I didn't run. I watched, I waited, and I planned. The press conference was live, cameras everywhere. The senator was mid-speech about transparency and governance. I stood in the back, still as glass, holding the flash drive that carried the entire rot of his empire. I didn't hand it to Internal Affairs. I didn't leak it online. I sent it to every major news outlet 30 seconds before he finished his sentence. When his phone buzzed mid-speech and his face drained color, I knew it was over. He looked up, searching for me in the crowd, and found me. For the first time in months, I didn't look away. The story hit the air before his security detail could move. Briggs was arrested an hour later. The senator resigned by morning. The department called it a coordinated cyber exposure. No one mentioned my name. That was the plan. Justice doesn't need applause. It just needs precision. It's been 4 months. The news cycle moved on. The files are sealed. The city sleeps again. Sometimes I drive past Samuel's house. The curtains are gone now. The kid's drawing still hangs in my memory. The man with no face. People call what I did justice. But justice doesn't feel like this. It feels like silence. I didn't clear my name. I erased it. Because that's how you survive in America. Not by being innocent, but by being invisible. The department offered me a desk job. I declined. I don't belong behind glass. I belong in the shadows, where truth still bleeds slow. I walk home through the fog, passing the flicker of a streetlight that never got fixed. Somewhere out there, another lie is being written, and I'll be the one they call to read it. Justice was never about mercy.